is another shocking update, or should I say surprising update, concerning Nnamdi kanu court case hearing at the Federal High Court in Abuja. But relax, let me gist you. Now, first of all, Nnamdi kanu arrived the court premises very healthy and hearty as usual, exchanging some pleasantries and good greetings with friends and families who came to greet him. And immediately after that, the court proceedings began, which is where they dropped the banger. Now, the prosecuting counsel reminded the judge that they have filed an ex parte application requesting that their witnesses should be testifying behind the screen, which means that they are going to remain unknown to both Nnamdi kanu and the public. Only the people that brought them knows who they are. And according to them, they say that it's because of the case and security reasons. But I was like, why should the witnesses be testifying behind the screen if they are sure of what they are saying? But that's a case for another day. Now, the judge accepted that, and immediately they brought their first testifier, which according to what we heard, they said that the testifier is a DSS officer who has served for 18 years. And I want you to listen very attentively. But before I continue, remember that they have been trying this case and dragging that the court in this country have no jurisdiction to try Nnamdi kanu in this country, because what they were accusing him, which the Radio Biafra, was not being broadcasted in this country. It was in London and other places. Now, the testifier said that he was among the team who was sent to go and arrest Nnamdi kanu on the 14th October 2015. And they arrested him at Golden Tulip Hotel in Lagos. And according to him, he said that the room where they arrested Nnamdi kanu looked like a radio station, which they gathered everything they collected from there and handed over to the DSS office in Lagos. He also brought out a tape where they interviewed Nnamdi kanu at DSS office in Lagos. And again, during the tape which they played at the open court, Nnamdi kanu said that he was fighting for his people and he wants his people to wake up with good life and enjoy themselves. And he has never been broadcasting in Nigeria. Nnamdi kanu went forward to say on the tape, according to what we heard, they say that he attested to the fact that he set up Radio Biafra and that he is communication engineer. He said while he was in Nigeria, Radio Biafra London was being managed by a colleague of his, Uche Mofo. He added that Radio Biafra has officers in the US, Russia, Italy, Sweden, etc. They have no single staff member in Nigeria, as many people who listen to the radio also help in propagating it. He said he did not have license to operate radio in Nigeria, which again, immediately after this court case, 2 seconds, people started dropping the bombshell, cracking the hard nut. Now, some people were insinuating that they are trying to create a background for the jurisdiction to try Nnamdi kanu in this country. And I was like, wait a minute. In fact, what do you think? But before you share your own thought with me, according to what is happening, now, let me allow you to listen to another full gist of what is going on and other people's reaction on what is happening. But as you are listening to it, make sure you are clicking on that share button and also subscribe in case if you have never done so for more updates. And after that, I'll be back. Let's go there.
Who drops this?
Now, talking about this, Chukuma, I'd like to start with you now. What are your thoughts on this one? Do you foresee any special significance to the number that is in court with him today?
In all honesty, I don't. You know why I don't? Because this case is more like, it's not the legal tidbits that matters anymore. You know, it is actually a political case. Because if you say that the addition of 14 senior advocates will make a difference, you are clearly saying that, look, the other 15 people have not done a good job. They have not been diligent in the prosecution and in the defense of Nnamdi kanu's case and all of that. And I don't want to believe that.
This case already disagrees.
No, Barrister is already disagreeing with me. Okay. But I am of the opinion that, look, this thing is not going to make any difference. Why? Because the case is clearly a political case. It's no longer legal because the courts have acquitted because discharged him. the federal government went back and slammed fresh charges against him. So, what happened to those charges that were, quashed by lawyers that led, in defense and all of that? So this is a clear case of politics. So I don't see the guest on the morning show, Shukana, with a made reference to Musharraf Perez when lawyers trooped out, and went to court. But I'm happy also that he said something about, the thing, deciding to a protest. People have been protesting. Igbos have been protesting for the past 4 years or so. Every Monday they sit at home and say, look, release this young man. So I know Onyeka is one fine lawyer. I understand that he has not lost a case since he started practice. But is this going to be a different thing altogether? I also like the fact that Chuka said that, look, it's taking a political dimension, which goes back to what I said. This case is purely a political case. It's not dependent on the diligence of defense and prosecution. That is it for me.
Thank you, Mr. Okoro, but I will tell you the facts here.
Okay.
The lawyers have done a good job. It's a legal matter, as it is now. Because Nnamdi kanu is being accused of terrorism charges. It's not a political issue. That is the allegation on his head. Now,
no, sorry, barrister, I hate to butt in. It's not a political issue, but Nnamdi's case has turned political. No, is he not a political prisoner?
No, it have not turned to that because it is...
Okay, because the courts have clearly said you have no right, you rendition this man. You don't even have the local standard to try him. So why is the court still trying him? Why is the federal government still prosecuting the case?
Yes, it is now... Look, when you are talking of political issue, it is either a politician who is making trouble with the government and they now just put him somewhere.
No, barrister, I don't agree with you.
I am coming. Let me explain this thing to you, please. That is when it returns to a political issue, when somebody is a politician and he does not agree with the ruling government and the government are looking for a way to pigeonhole him somewhere.
Is that not what the case of Nnamdi kanu is all about?
I'm coming now. Nnamdi kanu was never a politician.
Barrister, who is a politician? Must you hold public office before you are designated a politician?
No. Please, Nnamdi kanu is not a politician. He's a self-determination group leader. That is what he is now. He has said it severally.
So, barrister, why are we looking for a political track, a political solution to the Nnamdi kanu case? Because you have said severally too that, look, that we need a political case. You have cited the cases of Showore and Igboho several times on the studio.
Those ones now, you can see the dimension. You saw the dimension it took, especially that of Showore.
Okay.
He is known to be a politician. He contested the election. Abi? So those ones, you cannot now mix it up with Nnamdi kanu's case. The allegation is what we are looking at here. Terrorism charges.
Barrister.
It is when you now listen.
I had to allow this to drag, but Nnamdi kanu's case, the court, like you said, you also said that a court has let him go. You also agreed and admit here that a court said you don't even have the local standard to try this man because you rendition him. Rendition is illegal. And the court said you don't have right to try him. Yet the federal government is still trying him. Why? Is it not a political case?
No. The federal government brought new charges.
Why did they?
Because after the 15 count charges was quashed at the appeal court, the federal government now took the matter to Supreme Court. And that is where we are now. Are you getting it? That is where we are. So the issue here is that the legal luminaries in that court, they want to prove to the federal government that they are wrong in law.
All right then.
That is why we are. That's why we are where we are today. They want to prove to the federal government they are wrong in law.
Barrister, this is not. Sorry, Moses. Barrister, this is not the first time lawyers have proved to government that they are that they are wrong. The same government went back. Immediately rearrested him and slammed fresh charges on him.
That's what we are saying.
That is not what we are saying. We are saying two different things.
No, we are not. They have not rearrested Nnamdi kanu when the court have discharged and acquitted him. They only brought fresh charges after that appeal court had been quashed.
So why didn't they let him go?
No, because they brought fresh charges against him.
Why did they bring fresh charges against him?
Because that is what they want, and that's what this lawyer.
That is what they want. Isn't that politics?
No. That's what we are trying to prove to the government that you are wrong. That is just a simple truth.
Okay.
Okay. All right then. So this conversation will continue with everyone. being entitled to their own views. Doctor, let me call you Honorable. What's your thoughts? What are your thoughts?
You didn't have Babe Saleh.
Well, please note that for defamation. Talking seriously, I want to align with Chukwuma that this thing is taking its political dimension. Then you also look at the array of senior lawyers, senior advocates. And that brings me to one incident that happened some years back. Somebody was fighting alimony in UK. He had a very good case. But when the Queen's Counsel came face to face with him, the first question he asked is, what he told the man is, look, you have a very good case, but the array of judges sitting on the bench against you, I will advise that to settle out of court. Because you imagine a woman fighting divorce and heading towards alimony, and you have all the women chauvinists sitting on the bench against a man. You should know that you already had a judgment before the judgment is passed. So whatever it is, lawyers are very, very smart. They know how to wriggle out of a quagmire. And so the point is, as it is today, starting a fresh case with Nnamdi Kanu, I consider it as elongating unnecessarily the continued stay of this man in detention. Because processes would also be stunted through claims, counter-claims, and affidavit, counter-affidavit at the end of the day. But every minute, not even a day, every minute this man stays in detention, it's reducing his ability to move on with his life. And it's also reducing his ability to even hold on to his family. Because the pressure would have been on the wife, if not for the support that he's getting. A woman cannot stay for that long and still expect a comeback. You remember what happened to Nelson Mandela in South Africa shortly after he was released. You know what happened to the wife? You know, things like that. Because I'm looking at the emotional part of this thing.
He's still a young man. He's still a young man.
And then we'll go and marry again.
The wife will wait.
Mandela got married. You see, Mandela got married to Samora Machese's wife. But still, what we are seeing is a political thing. And so, it will still require political solution to find a way out of this logjam.
As far as I'm concerned, this matter is going to even help Nnamdi Kanu's fight for self-determination. Because the whole world is going to see it from that prism, that this is now a persecution, not a prosecution. So the federal government is helping the man's case. That's the truth.
All right.
And that's where everybody look at it now. It's now what? A persecution, not prosecution. Because if you consider what is going on in Nigeria today, within Nnamdi Kanu being detained, you ask yourself, these other people that have done worse things than Nnamdi Kanu,
so now that
where are they being prosecuted?
Execution. So you align with the fact that it will need a political solution to solve.
You mean where the case is now? No, yes. The federal government wanted to go through the whole court process, and we agree. Let me see how they will prove it in court, because remember what Binta Nyako said, that the federal government cannot sustain this charge against Nnamdi Kanu. She said it. That is why over these years nothing has been done on that case. Okay. The federal government just rigmaroled, looking for a way. I don't know what they are trying to get out of this man. So it will help In fact, when the Igbo said that they are being marginalized, it will help our case so that the whole world will see.
You have just validated what Chukwuma just said. This is political.
No, hold on.
If you say it's okay, let's not go back.
It is not assumption. Let it be seen. Because if you did not go through the whole court process, nobody will know what happened at the end of the day.
But Barrister, would you prefer this case goes through the whole hawk of the legal system and it lasts for the next 12 years? Or do you want a political solution where the case of Showore and Iboho were treated and dispensed with easily?
I have told you why those two left, because their brother is there. You and I know
so
that.
It is political, Barrister.
Hold on. All the Igbo leaders have gone to Aso Rock to plead with Buhari when he was in government.
Okay.
What came out of it?
So what does the federal government want?
They went to Tinubu. What came out of it?
What exactly does the federal government want?
They want to prove a case that cannot be proven. That's it.
So where does that leave in Nnamdi? Where does that leave in Nnamdi?
Let the court now decide. Because
the court that had decided before?
No, look, Mr. Okoro, let the court now decide.
Okay.
That's what we are saying, because they wanted it. We did everything. Because that's why they don't want to go through that your route about political. They don't want it.
It's okay.
They don't want political solution.
Okay.
After we did everything anybody can do. Did they listen to us? If one man said that they should hand Nnamdi Kanu over to him, Soludo, governor of Anambra, hand over Nnamdi Kanu, and anytime you want, I will bring him. Did they listen to him? So what else do you want us to do? Tell me.
All right.
And if we now say we don't want court case, they say you see, they are running away from court case. Let them go to court and let me see how they will prove it. Because even a layman who doesn't know anything about law know that it will be impossible for them to prosecute Nnamdi Kanu.
Confirm. Now, according to the gist which I was telling you, Nnamdi Kanu accepted that he has a radio station, but none of their staff is in this country. And again, he went further to say that he needs a license to operate a radio station in this country, but he knows that if he applies for one, that they will not give him because of what he's saying. But now, according to the rumors that is going around, that it seems they are trying to establish a jurisdiction to try him in this country. Is it what it is? In fact, let me allow you to share your own thought with me on the comment section. And of course, you know the vibe. Click on that subscribe button, follow, and share for more updates. Because like this, we move.